All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Hey, the time right now is 24 minutes after the hour. Y'all joining us this morning is our good friend, CNN political analyst and best-selling author Bakari Sellers. Good morning.
Man, what's going on, Rickey? Good morning. Glad to be here with you, man.
Man, hey, man, so happy to have you. Congratulations on your new book, The Moment. And thank you for giving us a copy of it, too. We appreciate it.
Yeah, just tell the folks in the studio it ain't got no pictures in it though, but you got to read. We got nothing but words.
Oh no,
you heard that?
No, you didn't.
That was for me and Gary with our ADHD.
Exactly. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, we only read the Bible, the ones with them pictures in there.
Okay.
Well, Bakari, we are really excited, and congratulations on The Moment. You know, you've been providing so much great political commentary, and this is a straight-to-it read. I love that there's really like no filler in this book. Talk to us about how it all came together.
I was just talking about it earlier this morning. I started writing this book after COVID and after George Floyd, and it took me a while to finish it. Although it's not the longest book in the world, it took me a while because I ran out of things to say and talk about in the way that I wanted to do it. This book, for me, it stands out for the lessons that we didn't learn from COVID and George Floyd and how we thought we were in this place that, all of a sudden people were starting to, or we felt like people were starting to feel the pain of black folk in this country. And we realized that we haven't made that progress. Instead, we've actually gone backwards. And so we talk about all of the things, and I guess in the words of Will Ferrell, it's provocative. It keeps the people going. But I try to tell the truth and nothing but the truth.
Well, now, Bakari, with so much talk about this whole what's in it for us in these elections, can you touch on how it's necessary, absolutely necessary for us to be actively involved in the election in order to get people in place to push these policies that do positively impact our community?
Yeah, I mean, I think if we looked around us and you see whether or not you're talking about the over 1,600 books that have been banned, you look at the attack on diversity, you look at the, how people have just taken the word woke and kind of bastardized it and made it their own. And you look at in Arizona, you got abortion laws from the 1800s. I mean, you can't help but to believe that unless we participate in this participatory democracy, unless we get out and vote, no telling where they will take us. And we've seen people, I'm old enough to remember when it wasn't cool to be racist, but now racism is not only, on our airways, it's not only on our radios and TV screens, but it's also in our policy. And unless we get out and participate, then I feel as if the world for my children won't be one in which I want them to live. And so that's what we talk about in The Moment. Comes out, pre-order it today. It comes out tomorrow. And I'm excited about this new book.
Well, Bakari, in your opinion, what are some of the major threats facing the Democratic Party coming from the Republican Party, and what solutions do you propose?
I don't see any threats coming from the Republican Party. I say this race isn't between Democrats and Republicans just alone. I think this race is between Democrats, Republicans, and the couch. And I think that the problem that Democrats are going to have is not that people are going to jump over. Don't believe them numbers that Trump's going to get 20% of the black vote. That's just not accurate. What you will have, though, is a lot of Democrats, a lot of black voters, a lot of black men in particular, will decide to stay home. And that's the biggest problem you have. And how do you get them out? You got to stop. We have to stop having every sentence be subject, verb, Trump. That's all we talk about. People know it's baked into the cake. We know he has 5 children by 3 baby mamas. We know he's charged with 90 felonies. We know what he was in the racism in his White House. But talk about what you're going to do for me. And I wish the White House, in the beginning to do that, talked about many of the initiatives they passed, talked about doubling the number of black homes, talked about rooting out the bias in home ownership, talked about what they did for black farmers and the $7 billion for HBCUs. Be clear and articulate the message about what you've done for us and what you will do for us.
Do you think we'll start to hear more of that kind of talk as we get closer? Because I think what happens is at this early stage, a lot of people just aren't engaged. Like, we're engaged because we're politically aware and active. But I think most people don't really even get engaged until a couple of months before the election. And maybe that's when they're going to start pushing that more. I don't know that that's a good idea, but.
Well,
everything is timing.
It's timing. But if they don't start now, then you'll have another President Trump. I think, you have to start now. You're right, though. A lot of people are tuned out. A lot of people are desensitized. President Trump's going through this trial right now, and for the next 8 weeks he'll be in trial, just snoring and farting away. and we'll see. We'll see what happens with that trial. But other than that, people aren't really paying attention. But you have to meet people where they are. You have to go out in their communities. You have to be in the barbershops. You have to be in the local communities. You can't just win this race from Washington, D.C.
Yeah, but everything's going on. We always looking forward to the October surprise. And I don't think that anything would surprise us. You got a former president of the United States. They got all these different trials and stuff going on, and might go to jail either this week or next week for contempt of court, which I seriously doubt.
Yeah, I don't see that.
But I just don't think, like, he has changed the entire landscape of politics. And let everybody know the danger that we're facing with Trump being president, Bakari.
Yeah, but some people literally are. We back in 2016 we had the Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump people who said that there was the lesser of two evils, and now you have people who say, well, it was bad under Trump, it's bad under Biden. But I don't think those folk truly do not feel the pain that we felt under Donald Trump, and the fact that the three justices he put on the court make sure that no longer do we get to choose our wife's reproductive health with her and her doctor. Now McConnell and Speaker Johnson get to make those choices for us, and Donald Trump get to make those choices for us instead of us having those choices amongst ourselves. I don't think people really understand the full gravity of what it means to have President Donald Trump again. Unless we have that urgency, then I'm afraid we won't win this election. I believe Joe Biden's going to win, but they have to begin to act like they have a fire lit under them today.
Right, absolutely. Bakari, let everybody know how they can get a copy of your new book, The Moment, Thoughts on the Race and Reckoning That Wasn't, and how we can all move forward now. Let everybody know how they can get a copy.
Man, it's everywhere books are sold, Barnes & Noble, Amazon, your local bookstores. Man, it's out everywhere. So please go pick it up, please. And I always encourage you to buy black authors' books, because if we don't do well, they won't give us a chance. And so I appreciate your platform, Ricky. I appreciate all of y'all. I got a children's book with pictures coming out next year, so that one we can come in studio and we can read it out loud together.
There it is. Yeah, you would need that. We got a person on our show, Gary with the T, would absolutely love that.
Yes, I would love that, Bakari. So hurry up and get that book. I rushed that book.
All right, y'all.
Gary, I love all of you guys. Thank you.
No, we love you, man. 28 before the top of the hour. Gary, y'all give it up one time. Bakari Solis, y'all.
Yeah.
More Rickey Smiley Morning Show coming up.